So we're all agreed we're gonna double down on Furry Dick Convention?
Okay, but only double down if you're gonna make it funnier. Can you improve this joke, or was it already at the climax?
You know what there should be? There should be a furry...
What is this silence?
There should be a Furry Dick Convention minigame in Star Fox Dreams Collection.
Oh man, Star Fox
How about
Dreams
that?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
yes, it is.
Then Furry Dick Convention will have got to its true potential.
Like, you know,
Why,
as much
yes,
as
it is my first time at Furry Dick Convention. Hajime Mashite.
like I know Fox isn't quite as far as Sonic has
No,
gone in
he
terms
is-
of like franchise dislike, but
Oh, I thought you were gonna say of like
One day.
fan art overload.
Oh,
There
no,
really
no,
isn't
Yeah,
nearly
no,
any-
Yeah,
there
right.
isn't, because it's not appealing to that cool Christian generation.
well, all the Star Fox fan art of that type is way higher quality, so it doesn't even matter.
That's
all
the
the Sonic
problem.
stuff's garbage.
No one's
or
create-
most of it.
Like only a couple kids are creating their own Star Fox team members.
No,
Yeah.
but think
Everyone
about it.
has a hedgehog.
The reason why is
Even if
because-
they don't want it, you've already got a hedgehog created at birth.
Because if you're a fan of Star Fox or Star Fox 64, you're 25 at least, right?
Yeah, that's
and
true.
and you might have played this or you might have played Assault, but who knows? Those were spread out, you know, pretty far. So it's like, but there's a Sonic game like at least once a year on something.
What is this bizarre omission of Command? The
So
game
the-
that literally pushed the lore further than it's
It literally got you a job here.
It literally did, which is still amazing to this day.
I still think, though, that maybe just the fact that ragdolling Star Fox characters is not as funny, you know?
It's not. If
yeah.
I saw that, I'd be like, "That's novel," and I'll turn away and snub my
And
nose
just
at
let it end, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I hear ya. Look at this bizarre abstract half door.
When you think the words Deviant Art Simulator, there's only one place to go with that.
Yeah, I guess so.
I saw some people saying how like, man, I knew of this game, but this is like the weirdest like the dungeons and such. I think we touched on it a little bit before how they're so atypical and not great.
It's not what you expect when you look at the cover. Like it really doesn't feel like a Star Fox. Like it doesn't have the feel of a Star Fox game. It
Or
feels
a
like
Zelda
something.
game that much.
No, exactly. Like and
I mean that
especially-
does.
It feels
to
like a
look at-
game that Star Fox was inserted into.
No, exactly.
does,
It
it
really,
does.
really does. And so it is a really weird game.
It feels
and even
it feels like that was the case actually.
even like playing through it recently, yeah, it's like no, this does not feel like a Star Fox game. So anyone saying that is totally justified.
But it doesn't even really feel like, since we looked at Rare Replay, it doesn't even really feel like a Rare game's progression in any way.
It feels to me like what they would have made if they made like a Zelda-like game. You know what I mean? Like,
But if this was built
guess.
from the ground up on the Fox engine, not on right? But if this was built on the ground up to be a Star Fox game, then it would have had way more vehicle play.
it would have had good R-Wings for starters.
It would have had
like,
good R-Wings.
for fuck's
At
sake.
least have
would have
Landmaster
It would have
section.
exactly, and you would be speed biking on the overworld and shit like that, you know?
Oh, that'd be cool if you could speed bike just
Yeah.
to get to places.
Because again, this is all like mystic ruins and temple caverns.
Yeah,
when
exactly.
Star Fox is all robot
Yeah,
tech.
because it was meant to be Crystal's adventure, and that made sense for Crystal for sure.
we should
At least for
probably
that,
take a
Chris.
look in some form of Assault, because
Assault is worth
I
looking at.
barely remember Assault. Like, I played it, and I got to a section that was really, really frustrating. So to do with like your pyramids outside.
Yeah, were you on the ground at that
Yeah,
point?
yeah.
Okay.
And I remember kind of liking it, I think, but I remember just getting frustrated and I rented it at the time. So
No, it's a fun game, and the multiplayer is really fun too, actually.
because those R-Wing sections are way better than this. for
Yeah,
sure.
without it. Well, they're proper R-Wing
Yeah.
sections. I mean, like,
I've only heard bad things about it, but I remember like thinking like, oh, Namco, that's an interesting choice.
no, it's
Combat.
good. It's like it's certainly
You know?
not a bad game, that's for sure. Not like it's not as good as like 64 in terms of like how good it was relative to the time.
Right,
'Cause I
right,
definitely think 64 it's aged well in a lot of ways, but there's aspects of it where I think it just is lacking.
I'm always a little sad when I think about that era on the GameCube because I really thought like Nintendo would be pumping out lots of games by having way more third parties like Namco
Yeah,
work on them.
but it
only resulted in like a few, like maybe a handful.
It really
Like Star
only
Fox
it
Assault.
really only kind of made up for a little gap in their output and didn't actually like double it up or anything.
Yeah. I'll tell you guys about one of my proudest boners was when since you asked
Yeah, I did.
is when I saw the logo for the Triforce like
Oh yeah.
the Sega, Namco, Nintendo
Right,
thing.
right.
I was like, they're done. Pack it up, Sony and Microsoft.
Yeah, exactly.
You're done. And then like a year later, I was like, oh.
It's nothing.
Well, you know, F-Zero.
It's not
GX.
nearly as much as it should have been.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna get Namco, Zelda fighting games. I thought we were gonna get like Mach Rider by Sega.
Yeah,
I thought it was the
yeah.
coolest thing ever.
that tattoo you got sure went to waste.
I had to get it
The Mach
lasered
Rider
off to
tattoo,
be sure,
yeah.
but oh god, I thought it was the coolest announcement ever. Like it was up there with Link in Soul Calibur. I thought that was like the first phase of the Triforce.
Yeah.
Like I don't even know what to call
Dude,
it.
Link in Soul Calibur was amazing.
It was.
I was really young at the
International
time.
blowout.
I don't know if I would have bought Soul Calibur 2 without Link being in it.
Well,
That's crazy.
Well, dude,
I
I
would've
was
'cause I
like,
played in the
when did that
arcades
game
a
come
lot.
out? 2003?
2002, I think.
Must have been.
Maybe
I was
2002.
10. I was 10 years old.
God
Right.
damn it.
Fair enough.
I'd played Soul Blade once in an arcade.
Fair enough.
Like,
You sure it wasn't Caliber?
it might have been. It might have been.
It probably.
Yeah,
I
'cause that's
played
the only
shitloads of
arcade.
Calibur.
That's the only arcade release,
Yeah,
right?
because yeah.
Okay,
Well,
yeah.
no, Soul Calibur 2 came out in the arcades, but like later. It was
no,
like-
'cause I said Soul
No,
Blade.
Soul Blade and Soul Edge.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Okay, I'm clearly confusing them, but yeah, I was really young.
You know what you do? You know who you give the fucking franchise to?
Star Fox?
Give Star Fox to the fuckers that made
Platinum?
Aero Fighters Assault.
Why not Platinum?
Arrow Fighters Assault, like the old 64 game.
Yeah.
Really?
Sure, I remember renting it. I don't remember
It was
anything other
really
than that.
fun. It was.
I'm
really
pretty
fun.
sure those people are probably dead.
They're not alive anymore.
Wasn't it made by like Atlas or published by? It was published by like
I don't even
Chemco or
remember.
something.
Fuck Chemco.
Man, one thing
Fuck
I
those
liked about the
guys.
N64 is that it had lots of weird only N64 releases.
It did have a lot.
Arrow God.
But when
is
you
another
actually
one.
stop and look at
Arrow
the number,
Gauge.
it's not as high as you
Oh
remember.
yeah, no, it's not. But relative,
There
to-
were a lot,
There's
like
just-
Quest 64.
And there's an
And
illusion
Aiden Chronicles,
Yeah.
the first mage.
Exactly. I think there's an illusion
Love the
in all our
N64.
brains because the boxes are horizontal. So when you go to the
Oh.
video store, it all
Yeah.
looks like it's taking up more space.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, because compared to like
Look at that Nintendo
when
box
PlayStation games would
brainwashing.
change to have jewel cases after a while, they're tiny.
They're
Yeah.
little square cases,
Yeah.
exactly.
Those
So
rectangle cases for PS1 weird me out.
they
though. I
felt
don't
like
them.
smaller deals.
Those
They're
gigantic
bizarre.
ones, those early PlayStation ones.
Yeah, I don't know
fuck
what it
those.
is, but I don't really like them.
No, I don't like them either. They're no,
bigger
no,
box
it's the
means
best.
better game.
Yeah.
Fucking 3DO box that was this
Those were way
gigantic
too big.
vertical cardboard. Holy shit! What the fuck is that?
It's a portal to where we went before. The
I've never seen
Cloud
that
Runner
before.
Temple.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, fucking Neo Geo boxes are the best because they actually use every bit of the box.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they use every bit of the bison.
Exactly.
They don't put a
Like,
single part
could
to
you,
waste.
Could you imagine that, like, game companies, like, there was some, like, green law passed, right? And game companies have to
There
use
was.
only the exact right amount of space for their stuff. Like, we'd be using fucking slip sleeves
Slip
at this point for the
sleeves
discs.
and those
Because there's no
little- yeah.
manuals anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
And, like, you know, you go back and, like, Genesis games would have these little cute boxes and shit. Like, the closest I can think to tiny boxes was Japanese GBA games. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, no, I have.
They have these small, like, rectangular boxes.
Oh yes, okay, I know exactly.
And
what you're
Japanese
talking about,
GameCube
yeah.
games have a similar look where they're these really small GameCube
See,
You know
that
what
doesn't
can
work in
stop
North
a
America
tiny
because we
box?
need shelf
You
space.
need it to be big. Well, you
right?
seen an Xbox One?
Big. Yeah,
Like,
like
you seen an Xbox One? Fuck.
We need,
like,
you know, we need everyone's eyesight to fucking.
But the
Exactly.
but
kids to go
Xbox
crazy.
One
Yeah.
games are also in tiny, neat little boxes.
they're in slightly smaller boxes, and they're cute
Yeah.
because of it. Anything
Cute.
that's non-standard DVD case.
Hey
is pretty
everyone,
cool.
if you see a game and its box is cute, you should probably just buy it.
Yeah,
off
support cute
cuteness.
boxes.
Put a little bow on the box.
Yeah,
Give it
exactly.
little rosy cheeks, you know? Yeah, what a weird tangent, but sure, you know.
little cute boxes.
Arrow
N64 ruled.
Aero Fighters Assault was made by Paradigm Entertainment.
See, the only reason I'm hesitant
Who,
to
Paradigm is cool.
They did Juiced Stuntman, Terminator 3.
Compy!
the only reason I'm hesitant to like give it to anyone outside of Japan is like
He's
Star
wearing
Fox,
a diaper.
Star Fox 64, like the one that's by EAD. EAD did Star Fox 64, right?
It's a Chapelon! Oh god!
These fuckers. Remember?
We are getting the Sonic Dreams collection. Everyone's wearing diapers.
But like
Gotta fill it, though.
Star Fox 64 really has like that, like, I don't know, like Japanese action flair where it's kind of crazy. And all the ones other than Assault that are made by like Western guys don't have that same feel to it, and they're all kind of.
If you remember, Star Fox 2 had a slight tactical thing where you're supposed to defend stuff on your base.
Yeah.
And that's like the most Western thing ever.
Here, Matt, there's a pop-up on your computer.
Yeah,
you should check it
don't
out.
worry about it.
Don't worry about it?
Don't worry about it. There comes that racism, that good old Star Fox racism.
These fucking liars.
You know,
Liars and clones.
This is Woolie going, just talk.
I'm fine. I think that this makes the planet more believable. If everyone got along,
You're right.
that'd be some horse shit.
You're right.
What the fuck is this?
A planet without racism is barely a planet at all. So
Why would you even evolve life if you can't hate?
We are just getting to the part of Star Fox Adventures where Rare started running out of time, and the game starts getting faster and looser as we slide towards the end.
I think things are fast and loose.
Yeah.
Wait, are you Star Fox?
You're looking around.
I'm commanding. I'm using the flame command with this little meter.
This is the weirdest thing I've seen in a while.
I know.
Woolie, when are we gonna get started on that hybrid heaven shit?
Oh my god.
Oh, shit.
Don't joke. Don't fucking play with me.
Lost Kingdoms full LP.
I'll lose it.
I want it.
Liam's arcade long play by himself. Where
Of
he's
a
silent.
non-arcade game,
Where
yeah.
he's silent.
The only thing you can hear is the clacking of GameCube controllers.
This is the most nothing sequence ever.
Yep. Yes, it is.
And it uses some weird, obscure, rustling...
Why did it last that long?
Welcome to half 2 of Star Fox Adventures.
Oh boy. And why did the sky, like...
Why is the sky
completely
nothing
changed color
here?
in this noxious yellowish
We're in
green.
this like swamp. You don't actually see the sky outside of this cutscene unless you bother looking up, so it doesn't really matter, but...
Jeez.
And then he runs away. Thanks for saving the queen.
I could use a ride back to whatever.
Nope.
No, stay in the stinky garbage fucking swamp.
So now we gotta fill these holes with square dicks and circle dicks and
Octagonal
circle
dicks.
Yeah, exactly.
Lazy
So we
mini
basically-
games ahoy.
Sorry?
Lazy mini games ahoy.
Well, some of them are worse than others, and that
Oh,
was
God.
probably
That
that
scared
was
the shit out
probably
of me.
the third, maybe second worst one. When we get to the worst one, I will highlight it incessantly because it is like it is horrible.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, so we got the circle block.
It's just a block.
It is literally a wooden block as
It's
it
a
was
stick
described.
fox.
That's it. I want the game where you just take anything
I'm not
else.
leaving. I wasn't leaving, Tricky. I just walked kinda near the door.
Why do you think there's a Krazoa spirit here, Tricky, in the fucking, like, under a rock?
I want the adventure game where you literally just grab a piece of junk and shove it in the hole instead of finding the key.
Yeah,
And it works.
And you're
Yeah,
like, this
yeah.
fits just fine.
Oh, look at that creepiness.
I remember when I found out that back in high school on the buses, the fucking whatever, they had
I can't do anything.
the ads on the buses had little dividers,
Right.
and the white thin dividers between the ads could be cut into the shape of a quarter, and because they have the same density, they would work in arcade machines.
Really? So did you cut up buses for that?
No. But I knew
Because it
people that
sounds
did.
like it.
Yeah!
Thank you.
I knew people that
And you
did.
stole those fake quarters from them.
And they did that, and they put holes in it with a string so that you could, like, just keep that going.
That's cool.
You can't just do that. The arcade operator's gonna see that shit.
As long as they don't see that shit, you're good though.
Not at the fucking SWAT, police raiding headquarters that is the arcade I grew up in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flame!
The SWAT would
please.
raid the place and shove peanut butter into the quarter slots.
They did not
As
like NFL Blitz.
as a warning.
They did not like
NFL Blitz
at
was the
all.
crux of it? Fuck.
NFL Blitz and
Isn't Tekken?
no, because that's the controller thing. That was the controller thing for your controller, but there was the memory card slot on NFL Blitz and on fucking Gauntlet Legends.
For what purpose?
Fuck you for playing these games.
I remember I asked people on Twitter. I was trying to remember this arcade game. It was by Midway, I think, and it was a first-person game. And I forgot how it controlled, but it was first-person arcade game, and they were like linked up 4 cabinets, and it was like Unreal a little bit, it's like Unreal Tournament. And people kind of like there were some things that were like, oh, was it Spawn and the Demons? No, it's not. That was Capcom. And I think it was like War. It was called War something.
Right.
And some people thought I also meant the Grid, which I still think is one of the most like. Why hasn't this been ported to anything ever? God, I wanted to play that. I never saw it in any arcade ever. That third person Smash TV style thing that had Sub-Zero and Scorpion in it. And the first person shooter was called War like Ascension or War like the Retribution. Generic ass titles. I remember being blown away by that. And I remember that after a while I came in, I'm like, I'm going to play some today. Going to get super cool and I'm going to get a girlfriend one day. And then, all the fucking slot for quarters was all fucking jacked up. There's some goo in there. And I don't know, it was peanut butter. But, like, peanut butter should not be used. Peanut butter should be eaten and be treasured.
At the same time, I've never seen a sign on an arcade telling people not to bring peanut butter, so it's kind of asking for it.
Gauntlet Legends eventually had a protector, though. There's a kid you pay him $20 to max out your character.
Oh, yeah, you'd mentioned that one time.
Yeah.
Good kid. He knows what's up.
Wait, he knows that you didn't do anything wrong?
Yeah, they know. They knew.
Look at this virile man chest.
Okay, do you want to guess his name? Because he has a name.
Chesty.
You might be the closest one.
Chesty
Kotal Khan.
We keep a secret.
On your knees, Fox.
Under our village is a mighty chamber.
This sounds exactly like the voice of a previous character we met.
It's probably one voice actor for all these guys. Lighting effects.
Was God entering?
Yes, lighting effects.
Now he left.
Now he left.
Did you not see Tricky?
Laughter.
Bow before you.
For the hearing impaired.
Because they know the tests are rigged.
Derisive dinosaur snorting.
At you, Fox. You gotta
Just do it, Fox!
take a look at this.
What is going on?
So you gotta.
Oh Lord!
You gotta fight against Musclefoot. Is his name?
Musclefoot.
So yeah. So we have to do two different tests. We have to do the test of these two.
Fucking, what are the
buff? Because we were talking about the tests of courage and shit in Skyward Sword.
What are the buff Kremlins called?
You mean the really like, heavy top ones?
Top heavy.
Crushas.
There you go. I'm getting that vibe.
Kinda, yeah.
God, I could not stop staring at that Scaly. He's too good. Like he demanded attention.
And you should have. So the other one is just a mash A game.
So the other one, there's actually a trick to it, and lots of people, I guess, post about that one because that was a place that was a stopping point for many. It is supposedly quite a difficult mash A game, but there's a trick to it, and the trick is that you have to kind of use momentum to do it. So you have to kind of let him win a little bit at the beginning, and then pull it back really hard. But if you start...
Is there a rubber banding technique that works both ways?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, Jesus.
No, that's actually smart, and I think that's actually, like, cool that it's not just mash harder. It's, like, there's actually a trick to it, because he'll actually fight you if you start doing better. So you just gotta kinda, at the beginning, let him have it, and then pull it back.
Well, mashing in prompts for a game, for a mechanic, is, like... It's prevalent today, but back then it was like not really used in the same context. Like you'd mash to get up if you're playing an old wrestling game or something like that.
Dude, like one of my first video game memories is mashing in Track and Field 2.
Well,
that whole game is about that. That's the design of the game. How fast can you press the button?
I just mean like Kratos needing to mash to open up a chest or stuff like that. It's kind of not really quite there yet. That's pretty much it. So you have proved your courage. Or is this for strength?
That was like...
Why is he so buff? Like, that one's not buff, it's just him!
God,
he's a genetic freak.
But where's the version of this where Fox just has a fucking jetpack and he just flies around and solves everything?
That's Assault. So now that's a tracking test. So
but like,
Assault had jetpacks, didn't they?
Yeah, because it's like, solve my test. And it's just like, I can fly, idiot. Yeah.
This fucking guy.
Alright, that's why he's here.
Oh! You're really big.
Ladies love Musclefoot.
Oh my god.
That sounds like you're going pretty fast,
You
though.
shouldn't be able to win this.
So at the beginning, I let him have it just a little bit, and then you just take it back immediately.
You beat our champion!
But there, like, if you start mashing really hard, then he'll push even harder.
Okay.
Muscle foot. Yeah.
But like, lots of people complain about how that's like impossibly hard to do, and it's like, no, it's not. Just don't. Just
So don't mash? Like
just
what?
Well,
What's the
no,
technique?
just try different things. You know, like.
So what did you do?
I let him have it a little bit at the beginning, and then I pulled it right back.
Oh, so you had to boost his confidence before you destroy him?
Children would just mash
Just
as
like
hard as
any
possible.
game. But you know, then they're
Yeah.
being dumb, right? And that's kids, I guess, right?
Are they?
Yes.
Whatever. it's-
Hey, this technique didn't work. Let me try it again. This
Maybe-
technique still isn't working. Let me do it again.
My effort is not enough. Maybe I just need to do it faster.
What a cruel game.
Yeah, there we
Okay.
go. So these things start rotating, and you gotta
This is like bullshit
You gotta
to me.
line them up like facing
by
the right
shooting
way.
them?
Yeah, you shoot them to stop them. It's not very clear, is it? Why that works?
I don't like the motion of their twitch.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
Oh, that's wrong.
It reminds me of, it's like Fulgor's armor. It's just like flickering. a
like
little bit.
clicks and flicks. Like it's very
Yeah.
insect-like movement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a fan.
We've long since
Well,
flirted
fuck, I
with the
fucked up.
idea of a Deadly Creatures LP, and you're always excited, and then you think about it a bit more, and you're like, nah, man. And me too.
Cool game.
Nah, man, that shit's really creepy, and you're like, I'm like, why? You're like, cause Billy Bob Thornton's in that shit.
I remember when I was working at THQ, they were trying to get us copies, and like there was an order thing for it, and I was like, yeah, I really want this, and then they were like, no, only one person wants it, so we can't send copies. And I was like, fuck.
What?
Why doesn't
That's
anyone
bullshit.
else want Deadly Creatures?
That could have been a franchise that like spanned different
That could have been
animals.
other animals. They all have to be creepy-ish.
As long
but-
as they're deadly, they don't have.
Creepy
What?
crawlers.
Where does it say creepy in the title,
Okay,
Matt?
Exactly.
no, but like,
As long as they're deadly.
it can't be Badger.
I want it to be a Wolverine and a honey badger.
You can go anywhere with
You
that.
should be like a barracuda in the fucking. There should be an underwater
Oh, a
one.
fish, yeah,
A fish one.
an ant colony.
Yeah.
Nah, it's boring.
Fire ants.
Bullet ants.
Bees. The most dangerous animal in North America.
Platypus bear.
So this is probably the worst Krazoa chamber in the game by far.
How so?
Okay,
Blank.
so one of the things that we didn't see so far with the Krazoa palaces, or rather the chambers, is these little trials, right? These hallways you have to run through and just
Yeah,
complete these little
yeah,
challenges.
yeah.
We've done a few so far.
Yeah, and they're all
if you fail the trial at the end, so like the
Oh, don't tell me.
you go all the way back and you have to redo all the hallways.
Fail is in how? Like you die or?
Well, for example, like in the one where we had to identify which coconut the
Right.
ancient mystic
And
spirit
you
was
failed
hiding
that.
under. If you fail that, then you go back to the beginning of the whole trial and you
Holy
have to
shit.
redo all the hallways again.
It should be like if you
So
fail.
this is the worst one because this is by far the easiest one to fail, and there are worse problems that we will get to.
It should,
Cool.
It should be like Steven Universe, where if you approach the fire, it just splits as you get next to it.
Hey,
and the
wait a
dinosaurs are all
minute.
waiting for you at the end.
They just rigged it for you. Yeah.
Omedeto, Shinji, you
Yeah.
did it.
And then just the fucking spinning blade just go right through you.
Walking
Useless.
off the top of the level. Mario
So this is
style.
the
It's
test
fucking
of
great.
fear, or something like that, and it should really be the test of.
Look
bad.
how fearful he is.
This is actually the test of bad game.
Yeah.
The 3-year-old.
So okay, take that in for a second.
You must stand and
Fox
face your deepest fears.
Fox has to face his deepest fears. What are Fox's deepest fears?
Bloodhounds.
Andros.
Andros, that's a good one.
Bloodhounds trying to kill him.
Bloodhounds, I guess.
His father.
Yeah, that he'll never measure up.
So there's a lot of things that could be Fox's deepest fears, right?
No,
is
it's
this
dinosaurs.
Fox's deepest fears? Dinosaurs being a little creepy?
Dinosaurs. He's never encountered such.
Probably
enemies.
not.
And it's the same stupid keep it in the middle.
So we've got this keep it in the middle bar. It
Oh,
plays a little
Predator
different than the
shit.
last one.
Remember the
This-
invisible
this
raptors
bar-
in the Tekken anime?
This bar is way harder to deal with than it appears to be. It is so hard
See,
to deal
this
with.
type of gameplay bar was totally acceptable in Karate Master 2.
Yeah,
But I
exactly.
expect more
Down below.
of Star
And-
Fox Adventure.
And again, the worst thing is if you go out of the bar for even a second, which is very possible,
fail?
because the ones at the you fail exactly. You fail instantly. The
Is
ones
the
at
invisible
the
guy
end,
supposed to be General Scales?
we'll see. But the ones that appear at the end start shoving the bar so close to the edge.
Oh.
It's really hard to fight
Super
it.
big.
Scene guest directed by David Cage.
It feels like it.
The dramatic cuts. The bullshit controls.
I'm so scared of this guy I've never actually met.
I'm really glad I got it first try, because the last time I did it, it took me 6 tries.
What a wasted opportunity to have a giant, scary Andro scene.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
totally.
Like, that is so not representative of Fox's deepest fears.
Like,
it's crazy how not representative it is.
Like, it's a cheap way to get a cameo in there, but it still would have been appreciated.
In
you know
fact,
what I mean?
I think those are Crystal's greatest fears.
I think, yeah, they're way more suitable to Crystal, A.
Right? Being hunted on this island by things that are predators.
Well, I mean, the crazy thing is, the game was not nearly this far along. Like, Crystal was ditched before they started development on the GameCube one. So they kept the design for Crystal, but they didn't, you know, like
this far in.
Even though they hadn't gotten this far with Crystal,
and it's the perfect excuse.
They opted to just leave the Crystal stuff in with Fox.
It would have been a perfect excuse for some great like cameos and like whatever moments, like Star Fox lore moments.
Maybe it's not supposed to be like the individual's greatest fear. Like it's always going, like no matter who comes up, it's always going to be some generic threat.
Maybe the Krazoa don't know anything else.
Maybe they're shit. That's
maybe they don't know
the
what, like,
Krazoa are
Fox,
shit gods.
Because Fox is an off-worlder. He's not from this thing. They don't know what his deal is.
Yeah, exactly.
So, just have invisible, vague enemies. All right. So I said before.
Are you spooked?
Like a horror movie for babies.
Yeah.
Did you see that fucking Twitter post?
Replace Lovecraft.
All adjectives in a Lovecraft passage with the word spooky.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. What I was gonna say was that, like,
the madness embraces us of this spooky island.
This professor of spooky. What I was gonna say was that, like, since Fox is off-world, they don't know what his deal is, right?
Yeah.
So they just don't. So has Fox met General Scales? Have we actually met him face to face?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I just don't remember.
In the last session, remember we had the bike section where General Scales
and he went,
disappeared and run away. Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like, let's
we
say,
absolutely met him,
but not. He hasn't threatened Fox in any, like he hasn't captured Slippy and done something, or like, oh look, I have your father.
I mean, they captured Fox that one time,
himself,
like,
but then they just didn't kill him.
Yeah. So, like, I kind of feel like almost you can make the thing that since Fox knows that General Scales is a threat, but he doesn't really have any real, like, oh, he's a bad guy, gotta defeat him, I guess. He's just like this vague, invisible nothing, and it's kind of like, oh, there he is, I guess, I gotta fight him, I suppose.
Either way, I think it's safe to say that, like, that is not representative of Fox's deepest fears.
You're not wrong.
And the other problem with that scene, it's crazy, we've been talking about it the whole time, from that temple to here, like, as a testament to how bad it is. But the other terrible thing about that scene is because you have to watch the meter, you can't actually really watch what's going on.
Because that meter is that strict.
And that was my downfall a couple times, was I kind of wanted to see it, but, like, obviously it doesn't really convert to watching a video, but...
What a great place to fucking teleport.
I know. The amount that the gauge starts moving when General Scales gets in there is so intense.
Well, because it's more scary.
Yeah, exactly.
This game needs faster travel.
It does, because you do a lot of backtracking, especially in the second half of the game.
Because it has like a couple of like transport moments, but
yeah,
they're not actually fast. They actually take us quite a long transition.
Actually,
that was the best take.
Yeah, no, fast travel would have definitely helped this game.
Slow travel, it brings you there slower than if you just walked.
It's the name of the game.
If only you had some type of ship.
If only. That could just fly us from place to place.
Maybe with wings.
I think as we're playing this, it's very clear to me that this would have been better served as Dinosaur Planet. And this
probably.
Wait a minute. We need to see Falco first and then decide.
Okay, we'll see Falco. Sure. I'm sure that'll change your mind completely.
It might.
Regardless, there's so many problems with the fact that that Fox is just inserted, and we've said he could just blast things with a gun. He could just take his ship around or whatever. Well, they can't just take his ship around, so that's why they put the dumb fuel cells in there.
Or what if they inserted Fox in his world, but like he was the Pliskin to Crystal's Raiden.
Yeah, but they still would have been like, you can't use your blaster.
No, but the whole time Fox is in the background blasting shit.
That'd be cool.
Blazing a trail.
That'd be cool.
And you're following in his footsteps.
See, like, I don't actually resent this game as an entry into the Star Fox series, because, like,
No.
it's still believable that there's a planet like this
Sure,
somewhere out
no,
there.
I don't think
but you're totally right that this is just way in the deep end of weird in terms
And
of
if
Star
we never
Fox.
got this game, we'd be talking about, oh, how cool would it be if there was a Star Fox adventure game?
Exactly, and Assault wouldn't quite scratch that itch
No.
with its on-foot stuff.
And Crystal would also been like, who the fuck's this?
So here comes another minigame.
Test of eggs.
This is protect the eggs for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
Why?
That's how long they take to hatch.
And they're on tracks, of course.
So, this is very reminiscent of the section in Banjo-Kazooie where you have to guide the presents or the light bulbs down the track towards the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
it's that exact type of
It's
game.
also actually really similar to, there's a game like this in Skyward Sword where it was like a testing battleground thing and things came at you from all these different sides and you wanted to hit them all.
Yeah.
And I think if you hit them all to a certain point, you would finish it, but then if you went even further beyond that, you get like a
You get more
or
rewards.
something.
That's
Hey, lady, maybe if you didn't leave your baby carriage on these train tracks, it wouldn't be...
Yeah, exactly.
Why isn't she in here defending them herself?
She's right over there. She could help, but I mean...
Well,
You
no.
doing ground pounds?
No, I don't believe I can use my
It
skills.
would be great if it crushed the eggs.
No, I don't think I can use my
Fox is
skills,
like-
but to be honest, I never tried.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm new to this whole staff shit. Sorry, baton.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh my god.
Oh,
There
and
you
it doesn't
go.
crush the eggs.
Fucking solved. Done and done and
Minigame,
Kills everything.
minigame trivialized.
done. Broken. And you've got enough
Hey,
meter.
yo,
You've
yo.
got enough meter.
Like, you've only got so much meter, sure,
But you've got
but
enough.
you've got a lot of meter.
Just let them all come in. There you go.
In fact, I can let them, like, even get a bit closer.
And get the rest.
It kills everything.
Look at that!
The shockwave kills things that it doesn't touch.
And they all roll back in. Murdered.